Ready. Hi, students. Welcome to my YouTube channel, our YouTube channel. Basically, this is Dr. Kamesh Kumar Srivastav. I am a BTech graduate in computer science. After I have done Microsoft System Engineering, Microsoft IT Professionals, I was also have done Cisco certification, that is CCNA and CCNP. Then I was working with Intel. Then I have done PGDM, MBA, and PhD, and I'm into the corporate for around 12 years and into the teaching academia also as a visiting faculty in most of the PGDM colleges and MBA colleges. So my total experience is around 12 to 14 years into academics as well as in the field of corporate. So I will giving you the insight of corporate as well as the insight of academia, both the things. So what we are discussing today is being used by basically for management guys and basically for other students for PGDM and MBA students. So now let's come to the class and let's start the presentations. So this is basically the competition analysis. This is our marketing class when we are understanding competitors. When you need to survive in the market, you have to understand the competitor. For example, when you are having a Pepsi, when you join a company that is called Pepsi, you should analyze Thumbs Up, you should analyze Coca-Cola. These are your competitors. And what you will do? You will do the competitor analysis. So what you will do in competitor analysis? Let's come to that thing. At the end of this module, the learning outcomes are there: importance of fundamental understanding of competition, approach to competition analysis, and define the computer likely responses. So these things, these 3 points you will learn after this session. Coming to this session. So competitor analysis, suggested readings is strategic marketing management by Wilson Gillian, strategy mind by David Gavins. Chapter 7, you need to learn about these things. Competitor analysis. Who are our competitors? Though, though when we talk about competitors, the product or the process, and the occasionally it's a service based company, whether it's a product based company or a mix of both. So you need to analyze that who is our competitor, what is his USP, and what are our USPs, and how we can do better than them to survive in the market, to excel in the market. So that's Brook Bond Red Label Tea. If you see the example of competition analysis, Samsung, fax machine, Titan watches, Rajdhani Express, who are the competitors of Brook Bond Red Label Tea? Tata is the main competitor. And when we talk about the Samsung fax machine, the machines, those the companies who are making fax machines better or same like Samsung. They are the competitor of Samsung. So the when we talk about the competitor analysis, we need to understand which companies are there, which brands are there for the competition. When we talk about the Titan brands, who are the competitor of Titan brand, locally and overseas market? When we talk about Rajdhani Express, who is the competitor of Rajdhani Express? Rajdhani Express is known for their speed, that ambience factor, and the service factor. Think again. Have the sales of Samsung fax machine gone down because of email? Is like that? I don't think so. You think so? I think so. If you think like that, I also think like that. I go with the students. Who is your competitor? First, you need to analyze that thing. Who is my competitor? And whether really he is my competitor or not, whether I am the same segment of his, he is in the same segment, or whether the prices are there. You cannot compare apple with another thing. You need to compare apple with apple. That is the main thing. So when we do about the competition analysis, first we need to do that: are they these things are there? Water, email, Aeroset, SpiceJet, they're having that thing or not? So you need to have that idea. So Harley Davidson perception of competition. We are talking about the competition analysis. So Davidson perception of competition is like that. The last American motorcycle, symbol of freedom and adventure. We are talking about Harley Davidson. Harley Davidson bike is very very renowned brand. So we are talking about, this is the large American bicycle, symbol of freedom and adventure, technically antiquated, not seen as a form of transport. Social statements is there, and compete against various reactions. Now, Asian paint. When we talk about the Asian paint, it is Indian paint industry, highly concentrated, top four players, and most important thing, that is, it contains 95% of the market of the share. Asian paint market, and it's a market leader. Who is the market leader in paint industry? If someone asks you, you can say that because it is covering 95% of the market, obviously it's the market leader. So let's talk about the Asian paint, because this class is basically designed for the PGDM students. This is just like a marketing thing that is really happening in this industry. You need to do the competitor analysis. It's this very important process. First, you need to, when you are launching any product, when you are having a product cycle is there. So competition analysis, if it is not done, that the product or the service will fail. No matter how you are doing that thing, if you're not able to analyze your competitors, you will not succeed in the market. Because if you need to succeed in the market, you need to analyze the other party, the competitor, so that you can make your marketing things, you can make your sales strategy, you can make your digital marketing strategy. Nowadays marketing comes in that way. So next player has less than half share of market. How it is maintained? A strong value proposition is there. Value proposition plays a vital role in that thing. So a strong value proposition is in there. Higher customer perspective benefits, and they play with the cost, lower cost. India is very price sensitive market. When there is a low cost, obviously there will be high market share. That is very much important. This is not US, this is not UK. We are not living in UK, India. We are dealing with the Indian customer, and the Indian customer need lower costing. Higher customer perceptive benefit is there. Initially the foreplay is in semi-urban and rural market. Semi-urban and rural market require extensive distributor network. When we talk about the networking, distribution network plays a vital role. Supply chain management, other factor, distribution networks. If it is strong, then only you can survive, and then only your product will go and reach to the customer, because you are having strong network. That is, uh, distribution is power is high. Bypass the wholesaler arrangement, appointment retailers in semi-urban areas over all India. Now, Asian Paint, higher customer perspective benefit that I have already seen. Rural areas, a smaller size paint produce, risks of inventory buildup, invest in IT to ensure strict inventory control, networking of offices and deposits are there. And when we talk about the complete analysis, higher customer perspective benefits are there, and competitively price, thus competitive price is there, so thus increasing economic of a scale. Launch premium paints, that is premium paints is important. Launch of color paint, tining system, customer mix it before buying it, and higher customer perspective benefit. Entry into painting solution dominated by unorganized sector. Why unorganized sectors are important? There is a two type of sector. One is organized, another is unorganized. You need to understand the market share first of all. Let's. So if you are having any question, please put in the chat box. I will be happy to answer those questions. Please put in the chat box whatever your questions and doubts are there. The management guys, the corporate leaders, this is for them. For PGDM students, especially, this is design. For MBA students, this is design. This is for design for the marketing person. For first year, second year, 3 year programs for the BBA. These are for you. Higher margin in service. When you are having higher margin, the profitability increases. Profit is the key. Ultimately, any business is done for the profit, and for the branding as well, because business is supposed to be the having a long run service. You're building from the scratch. You're building a complete system, complete ecosystem. If the margin is less, the profit will be less. So here higher margin in services are there. So competition analysis जब हम करते हैं, when we are doing that thing, so lower costing plays a very much important role. Here they are having lower cost. Color world tiny means lower stock, reducing inventory cost means lots of things will be, expiry date will be not there. So inventory management is very much important. That's why we are now coming with the ERP system. We are coming with automation so that inventory management is done. So IT plays a role in that thing. Automation plays a vital role in that thing. So any question till now, you can ask me on the chat box. Ladies and gentlemen, marketing students, my dear viewers, you want to ask, please ask. I will be more than happy to answer all the questions. Inventory in the number of days and receivables lower than the industry average. So they are the beating this outdated industry. They are using IT. When you use IT, automation is the key. When you are reducing human intervenence and you are doing automated things, now we are having mobile applications, we are having inventory management system, we are now living in a process. Those major company uses SAP and other ERP softwares. The mobile inventory can be tracked on a one click. We are using cloud based softwares, that is called software as a service. So these incentives have helped Asian Paints to maintain its competitive advantage and distinct edge over the competitions. Importance provides an understanding of the competition advantage, disadvantage relative to your company's position, insight into company's strategy building. So once you understand the competitor, you can build a better strategy, because now you understand your competitor. Once you understand your competitor, you can make a better product. If it is a product based company, you can make a better product. The USP will be added. When you are having a service based company, you can add better service, whether it's a pre sales, post sales, after sales service. Service plays a vital role in any industry, whether it's product based or service based. So that is important. Now, seeking competition, another two type of analysis there. One is that industry analysis. So you need to understand that when we are talking about FMCG industry, when we are talking about IT industry, when we are talking about other industries, you need to understand the complete industry first. How industry works, what are the norms of industry, how is the distribution channel, how is the IT incorporating that thing. You need to have that idea. And then there is a comparative analysis always done. You need to have the comparative analysis. So industry analysis, every industry is doing that thing. Peculiar characteristics are there, and you need to have a Porter's five force model. That is, you need to learn by yourself. I will be teaching that also to you, but go and Google that thing. What is Porter's five force model? Porter approach to comparison strategy analysis. This is that thing. Nature and intensity of competition within any industry is determined by the interaction of five key forces. And what are they? What are these five forces? That is the threat of new entrants. Always there is a threat of new entrants. Whether it's FMCG, whether it's IT, whether it's automobile, always new player will enter. The first mover advantage are there. Then there is the power of buyers, threat of substitute, extent of competitive rivalry, power of suppliers. These are the competitor five portless things you need to have the idea. Threat of new entrants depends on the barriers to entry. So when we are entering into FMCG industry, when we are doing an IT industry, Are that what are the entry barriers? Are this technology available to everyone? Not at all. If you see the Microsoft is being a leader in the operating system. So they have always evolved themselves, their product and services. They're launching, they're innovating. Once you are innovating the things, there will be barrier to entry. And the cost is there. Investment cost is there. So these are the depends on the barriers to entry. How heavy is the capital investment? Capital is the key. Intel is who's inventing research. So research and innovations plays a vital role in especially in the IT industry, or especially to come when we talk about the other industry as well. Research and innovations plays a right role. Strong branding is image to overcome. For example, Coke investment required to build a brands. Coke has invested time, money, branding, everything. They have built the brand from scratch. Now there is a brand power. Brand loyalty is also there. So Apple people will not buy Android. BMW guys will not buy any other things. Mercedes guys will not buy another. It's about the customer experience, the premium thing, the H1N1 feeling, the niche marketing that we called. This is also important. Cost incurred to create distribution channel. Hindustan leverage huge investment in distribution in rural network. Once you are reaching to the rural network also, not in the urban areas. Obviously, India is a people country where market segmentation is there. Tier one, tier two, tier three. You have to go to penetrate deep and deep. Then you deep penetrate deep and deep and go to the rural area. Your market size will increase. Once your market size is increased, the consumers are more. And then once the consumers are more, they will buy more. And obviously the profit will be there. These are the small points that you need to cover when you are dealing with those things. So power of buyer. So is likely higher if there are large number of suppliers. Obviously, alternative source of supply is there. Threat of backward integration. What is backward integration? What is forward integration? You need to learn by Google. And if you're not able to do that, I will be giving you an example. That Reliance Industry started its as a textile company, makes a raw material to produce textiles, vertically integrated, bargains on price for huge quantities in pickup. Threats of substitute will be more prevalent if customer perspective other offers to perform the same function as our substitute produce offer high value of money, substitute produce on higher profit. Substitutes has to be there. For example, when we are eating, when we are drinking tea. But in tea also there is elaichi in power in elaichi powdered tea, flavored tea. Lots of teas are coming. Herbal tea. So they are also the competitors. Coffee is a close substitute to that. So competition analysis: onion versus ready to make the past, Dabur homemade pastes, tomato versus tomato pure, scooter versus motorcycle, Hero Honda sells as the expense of Bajaj, Vanaspati versus Edible Eye. These are the basic example of competitor analysis. Extent of competitor rivalry in industry. So rivalry is also very much important. When we see about the various brands, they used to fight in the boardrooms, they fight on the TV channels. Well, when we are seeing the ads, you can see Coca-Cola, you can see other thumbs up, they are fighting with each other. Colgate, Pepsodent, East, other, these are the rivalry companies. Equal size and seeking dominance, high fixed cost provoke as war of maintenance capacity, especially you can see in airlines industry. Some airlines industry vanish because of that thing. Cost per customer is very high. New addiction of capacity have created excess capacity. Hotel industry, automobile industry, when we are talking about that thing. Now when we talk about industry, some technology breakdown come. For example, Ritesh Agarwal come with a Oyo, and they have just created a market share has been completely started because of the innovation. No one's one. What is that Oyo? What is Uber? What is Ola? They are integrated model. They are just like one doing that forward integration and backward integration is there, and they are just like providing a, you can say, aggregator model is there. Aggregator, supplier is there, buyer is there. Now aggregator, the middle person will come, supplier can come to the that Ola, and they can use their service, and the Ola company will provide certain services to competitor, for example that cab drivers, and they will charge money from that. This is called aggregator model. Now it is very much important nowadays. Everyone in company with the come of technology, they are using that thing. Coke versus Pepsi, as I told you. Now power of supply is likely to be higher if there are few suppliers. If suppliers are less, the power of supplier will be high. Cost of switching from one supplier to another is high. For example, Intel, because they have been in the market leader in the chip. All the chips are almost made by Intel. They are the market leader. Suppliers are likely to be indicated forward. Closer compressor to air conditioner. Reliance entry into the petroleum product is retaining. This is comparative analysis specific advantage of competition within the given market. Two types: structural advantage, responsive advantage. A structural advantage built into business and manufacturing plant at Chennai for Hyundai to carry out exports. Now we talk about the responsive advantage. Position of comparative advantage that have occurred to business over time, leveraging a strategic phenomenon at work in the business, either cost or unique value. Indigo over Air India. So now we talk about the intensity and degree of competition factors. Opportunity, potential, ease of entry, nature of product. What is the exit barrier? I cannot exit because fixed costs are there, variable costs are there. So homogeneity of market. This is very much important. Now intensive and degree of competition factor. Industry structure or competitive position of firms, commitment to the industry. If you are not committed, whether it's a service based company or a product based company or a mix of both, you cannot survive in the market. Feasibility of technology innovations. Once you need to survive in the industry, as I told in the very beginning, and it has to be kept in the mind of the student and the consultant and the marketing person, even in the companies. If you are not innovating and you are not giving research fund to the innovation, and obviously that thing innovation is not happening, you will be outdated. New technology are coming in day to day because of AI and other things, because of cloud computing. Lots of things are happening on day to day activity. Economic climate, scale of economics, diversity of firms. So opportunity, potential, promising industry attracts rivals. For example, telecom service operators, Reliance become the market leader. Airtel is supposed to be the second market leader nowadays. Jio is just has shared all the things because it is having the power of networking, power of fixed cost is there, and they come with a very good strategy. Ease of entry attracts marginal players, commitment to player discourage potential intent. Colgate trying to throw out anchor with brands. Nature of what offering perceived to be similar tends to go on price, severe competition. Exit by the regulator, exit difficult. Mobile services. You can understand that obviously when there is a mobile service, fixed cost, towers, everything is involved. Now you cannot exit easily. Now homogeneity of market incentive of is higher than segmented. Telecom service versus telecom handset player. Services, for example, VI is there. Yeah, other Vodafone when we talk about Airtel, and when we talk about Samsung, handset players, Apple, industry structure or competitive position. Large number of firms, intensive hire, aggressive leads to retaliation, fewer players lead to less retaliation. Competition, commitment to the industry, contribution to overall sales, maintain position at any cost. For example, Wipro, that is Azim Premji, and Infosys, Narayan Murthy. So these are the maintain position at any cost. They are the market leader. They want to become market leader. Whether Wipro is there or Infosys is there. Now, feasibility of technology and innovation, as I told, once you are doing in giving investment on technology and innovation, obviously new things will come in the market and you can grab. For example, Android. Android came and everyone adopted that. Nokia didn't do that. Nokia is nowhere in the market now. So these are the things you need to keep in mind. You have to be work on innovation. You have to work on uh, majorly with the new inventions are coming. So you have to apply those things. Scale of economics. So economics plays a vital role in that. Economics of a scale benefit high are high. We'll do everything to get volume. Volume plays a vital role. That's that's the power. When you are doing a volume game, if the margin also less, you can survive in the market. Aggressive competition for market share, escalate pressure. Allies industry is the example. Economic climate, booms times, relative moderate recession. So every time in IT we see a recession. If anything happens in UK, USA, European countries, we are also having affected by them because we are dependent on them. Okay, companies bite each other. So biting factor, they will start fighting like a anything. Intensity is high. Diversity of firm, old players in this industry display predictable behavior. New participation can do many unconventional behavior to upset existing player. They will start doing unconventional ways. The branding, the promotions, the advertisement will be in different manner. Okay, Dell's model. You can just go and Google Dell model. So marketing myopia. This is marketing guru. How business is defined. Why America rail business a massive decline. Onslaught of airlines. So the courier market came in 70s. Launch of fax, letter, email. How players handle competitions. To approach it, adopt new approach, strengthening existing business. Adopt new approach, that is IBM hardware in 70s thread from low cost computer shifted focus on to software. FedEx earlier courier service computer through fax email shifted focus on parcel market physical distribution required for door to door delivery. FedEx is now one of the market leader. FedEx services, ladies and gentlemen, my viewers, my students, understand the case studies. Case study plays a vital role. Whether you are in I am Ahmedabad, whether you are in I am Bodh Gaya, whether you are in IIM Kolkata or you are in a B school of any tier B school, it plays a vital role. You need to understand the model, case studies, and which case study? Real corporate case studies. Got it? FedEx offer complete logistics solution. Supply chain management is very good, offering competition logic solution. Found existing players not offering these solution. Gradually lift to space or documentation, courier to small companies. Now mosquito replicant devices. Balsara launched Odomos in 1964 and a need cream based product. In house research and development. Earlier, smoke sensing devices were used. So, mosquito repellent device, new creams held 90% of the cream market. What are the concerns? Later, tortoise were launched. Use a smoke concept, economically gained 70% market. Odomos has 20% market. Mosquito repellent device came in 1984. Good night brand, no use of cream or coil. Value proposition that is clear. First point, less and messy, easy, that is convenient. Mosquito repellent devices by late 90s, mats, liquid 70% of the share, coils 22% of share, crease 9%. Balsara tries to launch that mat and liquid, both the things. Balsara lost the market, which is created in 1964. Poor understanding of reason that will decay. That is the most problem for decline. Air coolers, mopeds, soya based strings, teachers offering similar products. Competition happens at four level. For example, if you see the example of KitKat versus Perks, Nescafe versus Brew, competition happen at four levels. Company considering all company operating in the same industry: Cadbury, Escalers versus Nestle, KitKat, Canada Dry versus Pepsi Cola. So competitors at four level: airlines versus railways, second-hand car versus scooter versus Tata Nano. Tata Nano, the dream project of, let's see, Ratan Tata. Okay, so who has launched his Tata Nano? Everyone knows about Tata Nano. As competition happened at four levels: dishwasher versus microwave oven, Disney jewelry versus Rituberi. Rituberi is a brand for fabrics. Deepest versus Nokia mobile phones. So five scenarios are there. If companies are nearby, identical, and make their living in the same way, then the competitive equilibrium is unstable. This is the main thing. Competitive equilibrium is unstable. Identical products, if they are having same products, commodity industries, okay. When we talk about the competitive equilibrium gets upset if one cuts prices. Now, if a single factor is the critical factor, then the competitive equilibrium is unstable. Differentiation is possible. Breakthrough technology, cut cost, Apple to iPhone, Amazon.com. Apple's iPhone. So, if multiple factors may be critical factors, then it is possible for each competitors to have some advantages and differentially attractive from customers. The more the multiple factors that may provide an advantage, the more the number of competitors who can coexist. Each competitor has his competitive segment defined by the preference for the factor trade-offs that he offer. For example, the retailing industry in India, retailing. The fewer number of competitive variables that are critical, the fewer the number of competition. If one factor is critical, fewer competitors, more variables, larger number of competitors, but smaller size. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're not understanding, if you want to ask any question, the self-explanatory things, so case studies you have to go through that. If you need the case studies, just ping me. I will provide you the case studies. If you want any other topic notes, just ping me. If you want that we should make a videos for certain other competition, marketing and finance, we will be launching that thing as well. So that is very much important. You need to say that I need the video on this subject. I will be doing that thing. I have no problem in that. We are committed to provide you quality education, and we will be doing that thing. So it is always prudent to increase your market share. Everyone wants to increase their market share. A ratio of 2 into 1 market between the two companies seems to be the equilibrium point at which it is neither practical nor advantageous for other competitors to increase or decrease sale. Marketing myopia, traditional way of looking competition, narrow definition, identify direct and indirect competition. Red ocean thinking. Now this is important, my dear friend. What is red ocean thinking? There is also called red ocean strategy. Red ocean strategy. Seeking bloody head to head battle. No, every company will fight head to head. Cutthroat competition based on improvement cost, quality, or both. Blue ocean thinking, creating products and services. There are no direct competitions, go beyond conventional boundaries. Unconventional way of doing the things. Find unoccupied competitors, represent real value of innovations. Blue ocean thinking, EasyJet, low cost carrier, European carrier, quite successful, fly to Scotland for a pair of jeans. Competitors to full price carriers like British Airways, Lufthansa. How three V's were used? How three versus were used? So valued customer who are served, traditional carriers targeted everywhere, mainly business those who are frequent travelers, they are the mainly business travelers, traveling mostly on company expenses. For example, if I am working Intel, I will work on, the company will pay me. So traveling mostly happen on the company expenses. EasyJet targeted those customers who pay from their own pockets, predominantly entrepreneurs and small business owners. EasyJet target those customers who pay from their own pockets, predominantly entrepreneurs, small business, large segmenting. We were unhappy with offering of full price carriers to a strategy segment identified. Value proposition, what to offer? Major difference between two segment. Business segment, one is demanding freebies. Now if you see, freebies are now having everywhere, such as newspaper meals. When we talk about in India, lots of freebies are coming in. I don't want to go in there deeper, that will be something controversial, but freebies are very much, that is not a good thing, but freebies are there. That is also marketing tactics. Demanding, want seamless connections, less waiting. Small business travelers willing to forego these services, lower prices, easy value proposition, answer for issues. Four issues. Which attributes that our industry takes for granted should be eliminated? Free meals. No, when I'm traveling, I need my meal. I know I want a quality services. I need a that I'm a frequent flyer. I cannot go and say that I need a free meals and travel agent to be eliminated. No travel agent. Direct reach to the customer. No middle person. Sells food on aircraft. Eliminated travel agents. Tickets sold on internet. Now there is no mediator. The cost is low. The company is directly connected to the customer. On internet they can do the booking. They don't need any agent for that thing. So technology played a vital role. As I told, those companies who are giving proper training, proper money to innovation and technology, they will survive and they will come with a better revenue next year or for 3 years. For example, Tesla, you can see which attributes would be reduced to blue industry standards. Have the offering being over designed? What can be reduced? Flexibility in flight changes and seat selection, non-refundable first seat on first come first serve basis, incentive for passenger to board earlier. So these are the things: lower prices, punctuality, younger fleet of aircraft, new sources of value creation, one-way fare refund to the flight if it is delayed beyond 4 hours, value curve, EasyJet ka 5 principle of EasyJet. So these are the things you need to keep in mind. Now we will end this session. Competitive centric example. So this is all about the today's sessions. So basically, what we have tried to that this session is basically for those who want to make their career in the field of marketing. They want to be a market leader. If they want to start their small startups, if they want to join any MNC company, and the students, those who are PGDM students in any tier 1, tier 2, or very good colleges like I am Ahmedabad, I am Kolkata, I am Delhi, anywhere. So from baby IMs, lots of B schools are there, or any other MBA students. These are designed for you. So my suggestion and my advice is that you should go beyond the books. You should read what is happening in the market. For that, you need to have a approach that you should learn and have an adoption of news reading, and whether you can use vocabs. You need to be updated about what is happening in this current scenario. So everything is changing day by day. Competition is happening. If you're not ready to adapt the technology, you will be outdated, just like Nokia and other players are also there. So my suggestion and my advice that try to adapt yourself to the companies, also to the individual, also when you are going to the system in any company. Try to survive in that market. Try to adapt that thing, what is happening in this company, how I will survive, then how I will grow. So give 3 years at least to the company. If it is a good company, you can go beyond that as well. So make your branding first. You You yourself can do branding by on your branding. When you are a student, you should do the branding of yourself. Skill enhancement, value proposition, new skill set enhancement, day to day. On 3 months, 4 months, small certification classes is to be very much important from any IAMs for many other things. SSPS, SPSS. When you are into ERP, you can go with the SAP. We will also do that thing. We need to understand that what you need, we will provide that thing. So thank you all the listeners, thank you all my viewers. We can give you whatever you want. So this is Ramesh Kumar signing off for today, and we will see you in the next class. And we want comment section. We just uh, share this video to your friends who are into the same segment, whether he's an entrepreneur, whether he's an MBA student, whether he's a PGDM student, whether he's a BBA student, those who are love marketing and sales, those who want to make their career in marketing and sales. I am there to help you in teaching as well and in internship as well, both the ways. Thank you so much. Have a nice day. गुड मॉर्निंग कहाँ चले गए ये हो गया सर